I'm buying Minecraft guidebooks from Temu to find out if they can actually teach me how to master the game, and you will be surprised what these books actually contain. So the first book that I bought is Complete Guide to Mastering Minecraft, Survival, Commands, Redstone and Advanced Technique, because I do want to be a master of the game. Next book that I bought is my Minecraft DIY encyclopedia. The cover also has plus 1.21, which is what I need. Also, the word DIY spoke to me. And lastly, to relax, I bought this one, Minecraft My World, Small and Cute Buildings. After receiving the books and opening the package with my magic fingers, it was time to see if these guidebooks are actually useful. The first dose of strangeness was this extra strip on this book. The only thing that comes to mind is that they forgot to print this extra stuff on the back, and they added this thing. Then I took out DeepL and started translating, and oh boy, this is when I realized I'm in for a journey. For this book there was something about my sexuality. In this part there was something about medicine grenade, and what the flip does this mean? But then I thought it's probably worse with Google Translate. But surprisingly, it was more understandable, so this is what I will be using. Starting with Mastering Minecraft book, first pages told me what I would see on the screen, and then out of nowhere there were instructions how to play the game on a Switch. I thought nothing of it. But then every single page had a small text Minecraft for Switch. I thought GG, I got scammed, but this just means it's for Bedrock. We will be skipping chapter 1 because after reading about the basics like how to move and how to open the inventory, the first chapter shouldn't be teaching me how to breed a laze. And why are these even steps? They just named what came with the update. Chapter 2 is instructions, exactly what I need. Okay, maybe not the type of instructions that I'm looking for, but for this book credit, these commands are correct and can be useful in expanding your knowledge about the game. We'll go further to chapter 3, which is survival. So the first step just explains how survival works, and next it follows the standard. Cut wood, make axe and pickaxe, then I have to hunt sheep for 3 wool to make a bed. And the next step is to block myself inside a wall. In the darkness, I gather some cobblestone to craft a furnace, which I then use to make a charcoal for torches. And the next 2 points explain how you could die and why it's important to make a chest to prevent losing items. Finally, by step 10, the book tells me to upgrade my tools. I changed my spawn point. Step 12 is about eating, but the fact about cooking food was all the way at the bottom and sideways? Then a couple of steps are about how to farm or get sustainable food. One thing that kinda bothered me about these steps were that at one point there are pictures where he has clearly placed water with a bucket, but there's no mention of one. And next it teaches me about fighting. They don't mention anything about a shield. They basically say rush B. Go, go, go! Next step is about using a bow and arrow without telling you how to get either one. Then we dive into the caves, and they mention that you can feel safe if you put torches everywhere.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no.
They also mention common depths for certain ores without telling you how to use these numbers. Do they really think I will be counting height manually? 1, 2, 3. This one is somewhat good advice. It tells you to dig down to below Y10 and dig in a fishbone pattern. It just tells you the deeper you go, the more rare things you will find. But I can't confirm. After you have spent all 8 stone pickaxes and 3 iron pickaxes for mining, you can go find a village with no preparation. Just go find one. And I found one, but I had no idea where my initial base was. Oh well. Next, the book teaches us about village etiquette. No matter how village is treated, it will not anger the villagers, so just rob them. Nice, and now just in time we have a step that lets us create tools that we can use for our adventures. And the next step is find a desert temple, and then a jungle temple. Yeah, no thank you. After you have traveled around the globe, the book tells you to dig obsidian. And to get it, it says it would be convenient to create an infinite water source nearby. And I ended up dying while searching for lava on the ground, because I wanted to recreate what was happening in the images. At this point I was thinking, please book, let me use armor. Anyway, after a bit of catching up, I started mining obsidian the Temu way. As you can see, even when I tried to be as inefficient as possible, I still managed to do it without wasting the water. And there was no mention of how many obsidian I need to collect. And the next step is to enchant an item, but there's not a single word on how to get books. This complete guide was driving me nuts. Use an anvil? Okay, but what about armor? And the next logical step, according to this book, is to find the stronghold. But wait, it says I have to go to page 72, which is just 1 page ahead. And here the book tells you to build a portal that has 3x4 frame, and you need to fill the corners. Then there's so much text about items in Nether, Nether generation, and even piglins, but they don't mention that it's better to enter Nether with some gold equipped. At this point, I just knew I was going to die without armor, so before I went to the Nether, I finally got armor and a shield. Next, the book tells you to find the Nether Fortress by not giving you any tips on how to do so, but it tells you that you will probably die, so you should make a portal and sleep in the overworld. And as you can see, the first thing that I found was a bastion, and the book has nothing about bastions, so I just skipped it. When I found a fortress and had killed blazes with small mistakes, I was ready for the next step, which was upgrade to netherite, and this is the first time they gave a detailed description on how to do it, but I didn't bother. Why should I, when it's as strong as diamond? Then Timo told me to craft a bunch of blocks from netherwood. Beautiful. Next step is about creating tools that emits blue flames, and they legit just say, this creates a pretty blue flame. Going back to where we left off, the book was telling me to explore the mines and to explore the ocean monument, so nothing useful to me now. Step 39 is potion brewing. It tells you how to make a brewing stand, but then describes the potions so vaguely, basically telling me to make some. Next we have to fight the Wither, and while I was collecting levels for Fortune 3 enchantments, skulls just started dropping. The book tells you to make Regeneration 2 and Strength 2 potions, which I'm thankful for, and then I have to go underground to fight it. And hey, nobody told me Withers can teleport on Bedrock Edition, and the slaughter had started. After dying just a couple of times to the Wither, I finally killed him, and myself. This step is about looking for ender pearls in deserts or wilderness. Okay, but what about warped forest biome in the nether? Whatever, I went there anyway because it counts as wilderness. Then I have to use Eye of Ender triangulation, which I didn't understand. The complete guide was expecting me to come up with this formula. I skipped the math and did it the usual way. Then it tells me to go to the end and what I will see there. Oh yeah, and now I have to prepare. A little bit too late for that book, don't you think? And look guys, the book finally told me about armor. Okay, I need to destroy the crystals with bow and arrows. Good thing I had some extra. And the only way to destroy protected crystals is by climbing up there. I need to avoid looking at messengers of the end, avoid dragon balls. The book also tells me that by hitting the dragon while it's perched is a good way to do it, but placing beds is the master's way. And now I was ready to fight him. After killing the dragon, the book teaches me how to bring the dragon egg home, which was a nice touch. Next we are aiming for the end cities. At the end city, I need to climb the narrow staircase and also drink a jumping potion? And the book tells me to be careful of the boundary clams. Anyway, it's emphasized to find an end ship and get an elytra. Surprisingly, it also said to collect the dragon's head. And the next step is to explore the woodland mansion. Hey, did I forget that I'm still in the end? Without book's help, I traveled back to the overworld. And the next random thing I had to do was to find a shipwreck. After looting shipwreck, I had to find ocean ruins. And only then it's explained how treasure maps work. The next step is build a campfire. Naturally, the only logical next step is to find a pillager outpost. Then I had to defend the village, which I did. Then they thought it was necessary to tell me where to get ice blocks. And finally, last steps were about creating infinite water source, curing zombie villagers, and about the world seed. Whew, I'm glad that's over. The next chapter was about farming and every mob, and it wasn't that bad. Chapter 5 was about redstone basics, which was not that interesting. Chapter 6 on the other hand had some interesting build tutorials, like this cool dragon head, this cannon which didn't work, Gashapon that throws out random items after you twist the fireball, a secret door that always left one block hole, pretty cool looking tank which fires fireballs, a very nice fire truck with working emergency lights, improved bed design, and lastly, a boxing bag. Moving on to the DUI book, I was glad to see it was for Java edition. The book was teaching me how to use ChatGPT, and after, there were a couple of chapters where they just explained what was new in the 1.20 update. Chapter 6 was the first chapter where I could finally see some DUI stuff, and it showed how to create this scare mechanic which didn't work. But you can make a working one like this. Next there was this music disc autoplayer that was working nicely. The book taught me how to sit down, and then it escalated to you can write on everything, including villager heads, arrows, and tridents. I wish my cheeks were this strong. Then I made this villager tower, a slave trident which brings you items back, and I started making animations like this beating heart, this gate which closes and opens, this other style of opening doors. Ooh, and I really like this one, an ogre swamp. Then I flooded the pillager's tower, and I thought this is a really cool broken bridge design. There's also a floating carpet option if you want to cosplay as Aladdin. And lastly, we have this build tutorial book, and the first thing I built was this giant bee. Then I built these super girly horse stables, this rocket which I thought looked cool, a working lighthouse, this parkour course that was actually pretty fun to go through. A sacrifice temple that goes well with the jungle, and this weird thing which is a boat racetrack called Super Slide. Let's see how super it is. "10 out of 10. And lastly, this concert stage which I like. In the end, it was showing me ways I can combine some of these builds from the book.